Continuing our conversation now with Gayle King. And Gayle, 35 years ago, okay, I was drinking too much. You and me were working in Kansas City.
I was not drinking too much because I don't drink, so don't put me in that page.
I said I was drinking too much.
And you said we were working in Kansas City. I didn't want to be tied with your bad behavior, but go ahead.
But you were trying to fix me up on blind dates with people who shall not be named.
Yes.
You predict 35 years ago that you would be where you are today?
Of course not.
No.
Of course not. Del, I wasn't even seeking this. That's the thing. Oprah always says God can dream a bigger dream than you could dream for yourself. I would have never in a million years dreamed this. I was very happy with what I was doing. Working at the Oprah Magazine, I'm of course still there. I was doing a radio show on the OWN network, very happy about that, and was really happy with my life. The kids were grown and potty trained and employed. I was really doing A-okay. And then one day the phone rings and it's CBS calling saying, hey, we are reimagining morning television. Would you be interested? And I said, well, what does that mean? Well, we can't tell you, because they didn't want to tell me who the co-host was. I can't talk about it if I don't know who it is. And long story short, here we are. We started in 2012, 2020, I'm still here. And it really is my dream job. It's a dream job that I didn't even know I was seeking, to be honest with you.
What's fascinating to me is that you've been doing it long enough. And this last year, I mean, you really have broke some big interviews. And that's from somebody that is a fellow journalist. You pissed me off because you did some big ones. The R. Kelly interview.
You were happy for me, Del. You weren't pissed off. You were happy.
Yes, that's the word.
Go ahead, admit it. Put down that glass of haterade. Put it down.
Okay. I hate you, Gayle, but that's beside the point. But when do you get the props as a journalist? We talk an awful lot about Mike Wallace. We talk an awful lot about Edward R. Murrow, but this has been your year. This has been your decade. So when do you get your props? And how does it feel to be knocking them out of the ballpark? And what do you want people to say, haters like me, to say, hey, look, I did it. It was hard work.
No, I mean, listen, I was never seeking, the fame. I always loved television and loved the job that we do, which, by the way, I always say I have a front row seat to history. I think the job we do is more important than ever. You need to have a free press. That's part of democracy. So I think the job we have now is really, really relevant when you see all of the we have a president that's fluid with the truth, to be diplomatic about it. And I think sometimes you have to fact check people as you're going along. But, I wasn't seeking it so everybody would know me. I just have always loved the news. I lived in Turkey as a kid. We didn't have television. Nobody did. I was a big reader. I had a library card and went to the library on a regular basis. But when I came back to the States, and I was there from first grade to sixth grade. When I came back to the States in seventh grade, I was fascinated by television. Every night, Del, we'd have to watch the CBS Evening News with Walter Cronkite, and that's the way it is. So, because my dad said you should always know what's going on in the world. My dad died when I was a freshman in college, so he never got to see me do this. And I think he would have gotten such a kick that someone who grew up and moaning about the news is so boring, why do we have to do that? That now I'm sitting at CBS Morning News, with a map from CBS Evening News that used to sit behind Walter Cronkite in my studio. I just think my dad would get such a kick out of it.
For the audience, do you ever?
Very proud of what I do.
When I was covering the Klan, I would come home and my parents would say, boy, have you lost your mind? And when I was watching that interview with you and R. Kelly, I thought, that man could hit you. When you were done with the interview, did you say to yourself, what was I thinking?
No, I didn't say that at all. Listen, I didn't know R. Kelly. I didn't know him, but that was his first interview after that really devastating documentary where several women came forward and talked about the things he had done. That, there were very vile charges and allegations against him. So that was the first time that he had talked about it after that very damning documentary. Those women have a lot of credibility to the audience that was watching. So I knew that it could be dicey. I knew that. And he knew we were going to talk about it. He knew that. I wasn't surprised for him to go from 0 to 110 the way he did. And people said, oh, that was an act. I didn't think that at all. I actually thought, Del, we were watching a man have a breakdown. I think he got so riled up and so angry and was so frustrated because he felt that his side hadn't been heard. Now, when he was punching and screaming, I never thought that he was going to hurt me. I did worry that he could accidentally hit me, and that could hurt because he was punching hard. So that did cross my mind. But you know, the main thing I thought about in the middle of Crazy Town was, God, I want him to sit back down. I still have some more questions. We're not done. We're not done. So I thought if I just sat there quietly and looked at the chair and looked at him and looked at the chair and looked at him to show him I'm not going anywhere, that maybe that would calm him down. But, you know, spit's flying all over the place. One hit me on the lip right here. And I thought, I don't even want to move because I don't want to distract him. Now, if I had said, wait, I think he would have walked off. I'd seen interviews where when he's angry, he had walked away. So I didn't want him to be angry. I just thought if the calmer I was, the more helpful that would be. And I think that actually worked.
You got 5 more
minutes. Hey, you know what, Del, listen to this. When the interview was over, he actually thanked me. He thanked me for allowing people to see his passion and his pain.